Greetings, my people. It's Mr. PDT yet again on another episode of the Enlightenment series. So we are joined with, I don't know, let me just refer to him as Apostle Chibuzor's spiritual son. He's the one who's not showing his face because he's talking about network connectivity where he is. But be that as it may, he is audible enough for you to hear his argument. And on the other panel, we have Dr. Brilliant. We're going to pick his brain as well so that we can have a balanced analysis of this case of Apostle Chibuzor. I don't know if we should still call him Apostle, but I think we are disgracing the entire ministry of the apostolic, calling this man an apostle. For now, let's just call him Chibuzor, or let's call him Gift Chinyere. Let's call him with his rightful name, his legal name. Because from my standpoint, and those of you who might agree with me, everything that he stands for, or what he has displayed in this case involving Loveth, it has displayed a lot of inconsistencies and immorality. That leaves us questioning if this man is being used by God or if he's being used by the devil. So we'll have a conversation and we'll have a discussion. Before we even get into the discussion, let me introduce my brother here. My brother, you can unmute your mic and tell us your name and tell us your position in as far as this conversation is concerned, and tell us why you are here. If you want, you can unmute your mic. Mr. Emergency, you can unmute your mic and talk to us.
Okay. Hello, sir.
Yeah, please make sure there's no noise in your background.
Okay, I would. Okay.
Wait. I said, please make sure there's no noise in your background. If there's any sound or anyone close to you who's playing something, make sure they stop playing whatever that they are playing. So, Mr. Emergency, please tell us why you are here.
He still got his mic on mute.
Yeah, he has his mic on mute. He said, please give me 10 minutes. Okay, for now, let's just exit him. Let's remove him for the meantime. Dr. Brilliant, we have a case. And to all those supporters of Apostle Chibuzor and all those who are in defense of Gift Chinyere, this is an opportunity for you to come through and tell us what you think about this, this case of Chibuzor and Lovina. I call her Lovina. This is Chibuzor and his wife. And this is Chibuzor himself. If you look at this man, you actually think that he's a wonderful man. You actually think that he's a God-fearing man. You actually think that this man loves people, or this man is not brutal. But a lot has been exposed. Things that have made us question if these men really have a heart or a conscience. It has made us question which God these men serve. Dr. Brilliant, we have this particular young lady called Loveth. Let's just call her Loveth or Lovina. She was induced into a relationship by this man called Gift Chinyere. This Gift Chinyere is known for charity. He's known for philanthropy. He's known for helping people. He's known for sending kids on scholarships to Cyprus and different educational facilities around the world. Their path is crossed with Lovina, and he adopted this young lady called Lovina in his house. He stayed with her together with other children that he adopts from different walks of life, especially orphans who have no guardians, people to look after them. During their stay together, he made advances towards this young lady. He proposed a relationship. He proposed love. It was something out of the ordinary for this young lady. And he never thought that his so highly esteemed man of God or spiritual father or apostle can make advances on her, considering the fact that the apostle is married. But the wife was not staying with the apostle. The wife was overseas, I think in Canada. And the reason why the wife was not staying with Apostle, it's maybe because of those allegations that Apostle was sleeping with the young girls that he claims to be adopting and helping. According to the information that we recently received, it is alleged that all the young girls that this man called Chibuzor, all the young ladies he has adopted or helped, he has slept with all of them. He has made sure that they do not get scholarships unless he sleeps with them. And if you dare say no to him, he will either chase you out of his house or he will stop supporting you. So before I even continue, Dr. Brilliant, to tell you the story, this young lady, Loveth, she is an orphan. She does not have a mother. She does not have a father. She has no one to look after her. Being in a position that she was of staying with the Apostle, an Apostle comes to her and asks for a relationship. I want you to be in Loveth's shoes. You have nowhere to go. And this man, calling himself your spiritual father, comes to you and says that he wants a relationship from you. And not just a relationship, he promises you that if you are going to be in a relationship, I'll take care of you. I'll send you to school. I'll make sure that your life changes. And if you ever think of saying no, then you must be ready to leave my house. You must be ready to become a destitute, because no one says no to me. At that time, I think Loveth was about 17 years old. Yeah, she's already considered an adult, but I think she's still a minor. At 17, you're an orphan. You have no form of defense. You have no form of stability to stand on your own. Where I've seen 30-year-olds, I've seen 42-year-olds who were raped by these so-called men of God. What about a 17-year-old? If you were in her shoes or in her position, how could you have managed? I don't want us to explain the full story. I'll explain the full story in the process of me also questioning you along the way. If you were in Loveth, in Lovina's shoes, and I'm Chibuzor Chinyere, and then I come to you and I tell you that I want a relationship with you, and I don't take no for an answer. And in that relationship, I'll do A, B, C, D, E for you. How could you have handled the situation if you were Loveth?
I'll start off by saying it's a very difficult situation to sort of imagine to start with. But I can never put myself in her shoes simply because of the way that things are. I am a man and I will think as a man. I can never fully understand how it is to be a woman and how to feel or think like a woman, because I am not. I can empathize and sympathize with certain situations. But here's the thing that we need to understand. We need to understand that there are certain men out there, like this Gift Chinyere that you've spoken of. These men, in all, for all intents and purposes, sometimes they start off as very good people, or they project themselves as very good people that are willing to assist and help others. So they will bring in all these orphans to take care of them. But in all this light that they are giving to the world, that they are philanthropists, they are out there to help, they are charitable and all that, there could be a very tiny line, a shriek of evil and darkness. The trouble comes when people that look on see the multitudes of people that they are helping, but they don't see the abuse that is beneath the surface. So I commend and I actually applaud this young lady for coming up and speaking up and sharing her story. So there are those that would choose to play devil's advocate, because they'll then say, this girl chose to be in that situation. That's very unfortunate to think of it that way, because as a man, that's what I would think, like, she chose to be there. But I have to sort of dig deep within humanity, the humanity in me, to say this is a person that has gone to this place not to have an affair, but has gone to this place because somebody has invited them and extended charity. And because they were in a place of lack, they were in a place of poverty, they were in a place of nothing, they were afforded something. Now they're now put in this situation where it's a difficult situation now, that they now have to be, they've tasted some stability, some family, someone to look off after them. And that very person that they had found hope in turns to be abuser now. So from savior to abuser. It's a very difficult thing if you've never been in that situation to try and comprehend. So that's why I say to you, it's a difficult question that you ask, because I've never been in that situation. I've never put on that shoe that is tight. So it's easy for me to judge and sit and say, well, the girl could have done this, could have done that. But it's a very different situation for the girl. So if we're to just have empathy and just try and empathize, rather than just feel sorry for her, let's try and imagine her state, her world. What was her world like? You are in a trench, in a ditch somewhere. Somebody comes and becomes your savior. They rescue you from sleeping on the streets. They give you a home. And maybe for some time, they treat you as their child. So you look at this person now as a father, not only spiritual, because there's all these things that we speak of spiritual father. This is a physical father, somebody that is taking care of you. And then they turn. It is very, very difficult for somebody to then come up and speak of these things like that this girl is speaking of. So it takes a lot of courage to do that, because it's almost as if you are giving, you are ungrateful for the good things, because in as much as this man has done bad, we cannot ignore the good that he has done. So that becomes a big factor to the people that he's abusing, because he showers them with all these gifts. He gives them a home to live. He feeds them. He finds them all the opportunities. But there's a price that they are paying that is not public. This price that they are paying is hidden. It's the undercurrent, something that's happening in the shadows, in the dark, in his house. But to the world, he's this charitable man. It reminds me of a story that I read, that even Mother Teresa was accused of all this, being very cruel to the people that she was around. But to the world, she's a saint. But to those that she lived with her, they had a different image and picture of this person. It happens. So this man here, this gift Chinyere, he fell short, just as most men would in situations like that. That you take someone and make them a child, and then somehow something in you decides to take sex to get sexual gratification out of the person that you have reared and taken care of as your own child. That is the greatest betrayal to this particular girl and all the other girls that fell victim to this. People will always be quick to say, but they had a choice. They could always go back. The difficulties that they faced living on the streets as orphans, we can never comprehend. They know the pain that they went through. So sometimes the people would balance something out and think, you know what, I'll endure that 5 minutes of sexual abuse and then have everything else, than live on the streets where I'm most likely to have nothing and have sexual abuse as well. So they are choosing between a hard rock, it's between a hard rock and a hard place. It's like a cigarette. There's an adjective in my language that talks about the difficulty of a cigarette. That on this one end it's burning, and on the other end it's beaten. So this is the position that they are in. It's a very difficult position that these people find themselves. So there are some, even I would say, take it, if like from what you've just said, from the many other girls that he has taken care of, many other kids that he has taken care of, but particularly the boys. The boys might have never been abused. And so they will speak up and say, this man is the greatest man that has ever happened in my life. He's the greatest person in my life. But to the girls, especially the ones that were then picked for sexual gratification, the story could be different. And so this is why I was very interested in the guy that we wanted to speak here and defend. He's a guy. He probably has not been sexually molested because he's a boy. So he will speak glowingly of this Gift Chinyere. And this is the situation that I was trying to say to you earlier, that as a man, if you were in this girl's shoes, I can never imagine. I can only try and paint a picture, but never be able to feel what that girl feels. So this is the situation that we need to look at and think about these things, that these people are thinking, I need to cross over to the other side. I need this man to help me, to assist me to get this scholarship so that I can get the education that I need, so that I can be able to have a family and do things of myself. So they are coming from a position of lack. They are coming from a position of nothing. So they would put themselves through this grief, this pain, because they're looking at it as a temporary thing. They are not looking at the long-term effects that it will have on them mentally, psychologically. This sexual abuse has an effect on them in their lives later on. And this guy is just having that, he justifies his actions by saying, after all, I'm helping you. I'm helping you. I will help you. I've taken you off the streets. So he justifies this evil. And he doesn't look at it as evil anymore, because he's saying, I've done all this for you. I've given you money. I've given you food. I've given you a house. The least you can do is to give me 5 minutes of sexual pleasure. So you see, this is the thing. But maybe the guy was not banking on this girl then becoming pregnant and then this whole thing being exposed the way that it has now. So this is why you find that she may be under a lot of pressure now from others that were in that house saying, why would you do that to our father? He has helped you. He has done this. He has done that. So all this. But now, because there's the child, and others may even argue and say, had this man been taking care of the child, would this girl have spoken of these sexual issues that she's now bringing up, that this was what happened to her, this is what happened to her? If this man had paid for child maintenance and taken care of the child and continued to take care of this girl, would she have come out and exposed him the way that she has? This is another way that some other people might look at this. But let's not forget that this man, no matter how good, no matter how much good he has done,
okay, apparently there is a glitch on Dr. Brilliant's side. So as we wait for him to return, let me add another brother who had joined me in the studio. You can unmute your mic, my brother. As we wait for Dr. Brilliant to come back. Okay, he's back now. Okay, Fuad, you're not serious. Let me remove you. When you are serious, you'll come back.
Is my video on? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's on now. It was just disturbed a little bit.
There's still a crackle on my side. Is there? Is that me?
Yeah, there's a cracker, so you probably need to exit and come back.
Let me exit and then come back in.
Okay, sure.
Sorry about that.
Emergency, are you there now?
Yes, I'm there. Can I talk?
I can.
Hello?
I can hear myself.
Okay, can you hear me?
I don't know what's happening with this guy, honestly. Hello? Can you unmute yourself? Unmute yourself so that I can hear you. I don't know what's happening with your network, Mr. Who? Mr. Somebody. Let's find out if he's connected now. Can you unmute yourself? Let me hear if there's a feedback. Mr. Emergency, can you unmute?
Okay, can you hear me now? I've unmuted it. Can you hear
I'm
me?
hearing myself, brother. Log out and come back. I'm hearing myself.
Brother, log out and
I'm not winning with this other guy. His network keeps breaking. Okay,
Maybe you
so
should just call in. You should just call in just the number without having to come in with the video.
to come in, okay. So I wanted to go on to the explanation that fast forward the story. The girl alleges that the man insisted on unprotected sex. The young lady even bought condoms for the apostle, for gift Chibuzor, Jurex condoms to be specific, and asked Chibuzor to use condoms because she did not want to get pregnant in the process. But she says Apostle never wanted to use condoms. He refused to use condoms. He accepted the condoms from the young lady, but he never at once used them. So you know what happens whenever people engage sexually without protection? The chances of one getting pregnant are very high. She got pregnant in the process. She alerted the apostle, I'm now pregnant. What should I do? The first thing that apostle advised her to do was to terminate the pregnancy. But the young lady is cultural, or she has her own beliefs that are against this kind of operation of aborting, of taking out an entire child that is still forming. So she was given 100,000 naira to perform this pregnancy termination process. She took the money, she never used it for that. A few months down the line, she confessed to Apostle, the money that you gave me, I never did that thing of removing the pregnancy. I'm still pregnant. And the man said, okay, no problem, but I don't think it's my child. We'll see when you give birth if that is my child, because some people have been telling me that you have been sleeping with some guys in the church. And the young lady said, but it's only you that I've slept with, that I've been sleeping with without protection. The apostle dodges and says, let's wait for you to give birth. Okay, fast forward. The young lady gives birth. She tells apostle, I have now given birth. The apostle requests for pictures. I think now you can see that, come on, this is my son. There is no way to hide here. So he comes up with a plan of supporting the young lady. So monthly, you'd send 200,000. Here and there, you send 50,000. Here and there, you send 20,000. Here and there, here and there, here and there. Fast forward. Another girl again became pregnant some time ago called Joy. So all these tensions now started growing because Apostle now was favoring Joy more than Lovina. He was supporting this young lady called Joy. He bought a house for this young lady called Joy. He was doing everything for this young lady called Joy, but he neglected Lovina, which is something that made her angry as well. And she was asking, why would you not want my child? So he started telling Apostle, please, can you support your child as well? Can you man up and take responsibility?
So does the other girl that you're talking about have a child with this same apostle?
Yes. My brother, I'm going there. I want you to catch the wind. There is another girl that he slept with again, who was 14 at that time. 14 years old. 14, 1-4. And now the girl is about 19 years old now. And her own child is now 4 years old. At 14, that's statutory rape. Look at it from any angle or from any law or from any jurisdiction. That is rape. Fast forward. The wife of the apostle caught wind of these issues, of these allegations, and she confronted these baby mamas of apostle to find out the truth on her own. So she verified the stories and found out that it's actually true that apostle has children with the young ladies that were staying in his house. This mama wanted these baby mamas to submit or to surrender their kids to her. The reason why she wanted that to happen, we all still do not know. So because of the pressure now that Apostle Chibuzor was getting from the wife, The wife was asking, interrogating him, do you have children with joy? Do you have a child with joy? The apostle admitted that, yes, I do have a child with joy. Do you have a child with Lophet? Apostle denies, no. I don't have a child with this one. I only have a child with joy. So it became a tension between all the parties that were involved, to a point whereby the apostle and the wife funded a trip to Ghana for a DNA test. The apostle refused to have the DNA test conducted in Nigeria because he felt like in Nigeria he is well known. So he wouldn't want people to know that they are doing a DNA test. So they went all the way to Ghana. When they went to Ghana, they went together with that joy as well for this DNA test, so that they can be convinced that all these kids are for apostle or they are not for apostle. This trip to Ghana was successful. They came back and Loveth was called by the lawyer after some few weeks, confirming that indeed the results were positive. The children are for apostle. Your child is apostle's child, no doubt. So let's structure an agreement to pay you off so that you go and start your life and do whatever that you want to do with your child. And they reached an agreement. They wrote documents. The first offer that they made, if I'm not mistaken, was 5 million. And they said, with this 5 million, you are never going to conduct apostle again. 5 million naira, which is nearly about 10,000 US dollars, if I'm not mistaken, or 12,000, but it's around 10,000 US dollars. And they said, you must never conduct apostle again. This is your settlement. Go start your life somewhere else. But the girl is asking, so you are expecting me to raise this child with 5 million naira until this child grows up with 5 million naira, and this removes Apostle Chibuzor from the picture entirely. She said, this is not enough. So another interested member from Apostle's board proposed another 5 million on top to make it 10 million naira. 10 million naira maybe was tempting, even though it's still a little amount of money for someone to raise a child to eternity without the father's involvement. But for someone who's 18 years old or 20, I think she's 20 something years old now, 10 million naira might sound like a lot of money. So she admitted and agreed that, okay, for 10 million, it's fine. I can maybe start my business, open something for myself, and I can be able to be independent and support and look after my own child. Pay the 10 million and it's fine. I'll forget about Apostle. I'll go and start my life somewhere else. There was a condition to this 10 million. They wrote a document that was exonerating Chibuzor, Apostle Chibuzor Chinyere, as the biological father of the child. So it was literally stating that me, Loveth, I agree to take this 10 million naira from the father of my son, who is so and so and so, a different name from the one of Apostle Gift Chibuzor Chinyere. So when she saw that document, she asked, but why are you writing someone else, not Apostle Chibuzor Chinyere? Maybe this document was their insurance. In case anything happens tomorrow, they'll say, but you signed here and you declared under oath that this is not Apostle Chibuzor's son, biological son. So when she saw that document, okay, it's fine. She has suffered already. I don't want to keep fighting. Let me just take the 10 million. I'll sign the document. Now she asks for the copy of the document. Can I at least have a copy of my own document? The very document that you made me sign. They said, no, you can't have it. So when they said, no, you can't have it, she said, you know what? If I can't have the document, I can't take the 10 million as well. So I would rather take this to court than have this whole thing exonerate the father of my child. So she went to court, and the apostle was actually arrested for a night. I think on the 16th of this month, he was arrested for a night and he was released on bail. He actually appeared in court, and the case was adjourned till a next day, I think in September or October.
Something seems to have happened. Very interesting case thus far. So yeah, while we wait for Prof X to come back, yeah, he was narrating there the issues.
Okay, sorry, I was receiving a call, so I was interrupted entirely.
Okay.
I don't know where did I end? At
So
the court.
there's a court date, yes.
Yeah, the court adjourned, and it was adjourned to a future day. And we are still expecting them to show up in court and explain their case and find out how far the judiciary of Nigeria will do justice to this particular young lady. So before we engage, the court interrupted everything, and I can see my frame. I can't see the comments and I can't see the movement. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to refresh or remove myself from this stream, and I'll add you again, and I'll remove. It has not done much justice, so I'll just refresh it. So just bear with me for a minute, less than a minute. I just want to.
All right.
Okay, we are back now. So based on everything that I have told you recently, okay, give me your analysis on what I've just told you now.
Right. So there's a couple of ways that we can look at this. Given now that this is a case that is within the courts of law, we are waiting to see what is going to be put out in the legal side of things, the courts, because it's an active case that's in court now. But we are out of the Nigerian jurisdiction, so I guess we can discuss about this because we're not in Nigeria.
Yeah.
But the one thing that we need to look at there is there are several allegations that have been made of young girls. So some of these are under the age of maturity. So they were under, like the other one, at 14. I think that statutory rape, as you said, whether that girl would have agreed, but the fact that they are a minor and that you are abusing your role there as guardian. You have taken on these orphans, these children that had nowhere to live. You've taken them into your custody and into your care. And you're supposed to be giving them protection and care and not abuse them sexually. So it looks to me like this Chibuzor guy is a groomer. He grooms young girls for his own sexual gratification and abuse. I don't know whether this extends to young men as well, or he just had a keen interest on taking young girls off the streets and keeping them and taking care of them. Whether he was taking care of boys and girls, or was he just taking care of girls alone? This is something that I don't know at the moment. And perhaps as the cases go forward and we hear more, we will find out more. But for him to hide behind this is the thing that puzzles me. Hide behind this apostle title, and as a man of God, I'm going to bring these people to my house. And then you are bringing all these young women into your house to live with you, and your wife does not live there. There's something that's not making sense to me there. That where was Mama Apostle when all these things were happening? Mama Apostle seems to be coming in just to take people for DNA tests and all that sort of thing. There's something that is not balancing in this home. That either the apostle is just thinking he's some sort of Solomon, that he can have multiple concubines and have these young women as his concubines and abuse them the way that he's doing. I don't know whether that's something that is a psychological problem with him, that is attracted to, is a pedophile of sorts and is grooming these young girls and then taking advantage of them. Not sure. I'm not sure whether this girl that is taking him to court now was of age when she had the child. Because if, for example, the girl is 19 or 21 now and the baby is 4 years old or 5 years old, that then means then they engaged sexually before the girl had turned 16. I don't know what the legal age in Nigeria is, whether it differs from state to state in Nigeria, or it's just the same everywhere in the entirety of Nigeria. I'm not sure about that, but I'm very, very keen on hearing what this guy that is coming to defend the apostle would say. If he can just make a call, even not with video, but just call, just we can hear the audio, and then he gives us his side, and maybe he paints a different picture here of his understanding of who this apostle is and why he did what he did in terms of opening his home up. It's almost like somebody that says, I'm going to open an orphanage and take care of all orphans. And then you open an orphanage that is taking care of orphans. And then you visit those orphans at night and say, you need to sleep with me because I'm taking care of you. There's something fundamentally wrong with that and evil at the same time. So some serious issue guy has, if he's a serial offender in this case. If this girl exposed him and exposed him the way that she has, this would have continued. And
Hello, can you hear
how
me?
many of these girls he has slept with.
Okay,
Oh,
Dr.
there you
Brilliant, you can mute your mic for a minute. Let's hear what the guy has to say.
Right.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Now my question is that this girl was, she said the man invited him to the parlor, and from there, the man told him to come to the room. And when she got to the room, the man said whether she likes banana, and from there the man said he wants sex. Are you following me?
Go on, brother. Go on. I can hear you.
Oh, so the man said he wants sex, and the girl said, okay, I'll give you the sex, but I may get pregnant, so let me go and get a condom for you. So for a girl to talk like that, a 17 years old girl to talk like that, the girl is very corrupt. I can say she knows everything already. So she went and got the condom. And when she got the condom, because the girl does not want to get pregnant, and that was why she insisted that she must get a condom. She got the condom. She went back to the pastor, and pastor did not use the condom. And the girl she was happy about it. She came again. She still bought another condom. The pastor.
No, we can't
Hello?
let this. Make your point, my brother, because end of the day, right?
Yes.
You're
Okay. My point was that. Okay. My point. Hello. Yes. My point is that the girl, if it is true, she was willing. I do not think she was. I do not think she was hypnotized. She was taken advantage of. She was a willing person, and she had planned her way in. Because number one, she was saying that they gave her, if truly that she needs money, they gave her 10 million naira. My brother.
Can you wait? I don't want you to jump around. You spoke about the issue of her getting condom for the apostle. Let's address that one. And you are saying that because and you said that because she asked the apostle to use a condom, it means she knew what she was doing or she had experience. This young lady never claimed to be a virgin. This young lady never said she did not know anything about intercourse. She just explained her story, saying that even if Apostle wanted to sleep with her, she wanted to avoid getting pregnant. And she asked Apostle to use a condom. And Apostle did not want to use a condom. So before you continue, Dr. Brilliant, what do you have to say about the input of this brother on the aspect of this young lady bringing condoms for the Apostle?
You know, this guy, my brother here, emergency Ustaz, whatever his name is. But my brother, we're talking about somebody that's 17 years old. At 17 years old, the whole reproductive system of a human being, a person of that age understands this. At the age of 17 years old, a person understands that if you have unprotected sex, you will be pregnant. Whether they're experienced in the sex or not is another issue altogether. To assume that because she said, let's use protection, she knows what she's doing and she'd planned something, is very, very and ill-informed. This is you showing your misogynistic tendencies here. You, my brother, are somebody that needs to look himself in the mirror and think that we're not talking about a 9-year-old. If you were saying to me it was a 6-year-old or a 9-year-old that said, "I'll go and get a condom," I would be thinking, okay, there's something not right about this picture. But in this day and age, at 17 years old, what level of schooling would that be in Nigeria? At 17 years old, in this country where I am, at 17 years old, you are 1 year away from going to university. You know and understand exactly what the reproductive system is and how one can get pregnant and how one can avoid getting pregnant. And you know about the issue of sexually transmitted diseases. So you already are educated to that level. It does not mean you are sexually active, but you are sexually aware of what this means and what that means. So this thing is, don't try and make this girl look like she is an idiot, that she wouldn't know what a condom is and what the purpose of a condom is. So don't try and make it look like, even if you are, let's just say what you go with your assumptions and what you are talking about. At 17, somebody says, "I'll go and find a condom." You then assume that, all right, she's agreed. If this person was 16 and says, "I'll go and get a condom," and you are this apostle, I don't know how old Apostle is. He's probably old enough to be this girl's father. And you still think that it's all right for you to even have this discussion and conversation with a person that you are calling your child. Take it from that perspective, that you, as you stand there as a father, is somebody that is old enough to be your daughter, coming and having a conversation with you of that sort. You have to have something wrong with you in your head to even be defending such a thing. You're defending this is not even, it's indefensible. I don't even know how you have the guts to even come and say, "I'm going to defend the apostle." This girl knew what she was doing. We're talking about somebody that is saying she's an orphan that has been brought into this house to be looked after by somebody that she's looking at as a father. Your
Okay, Dr.
justification,
Brilliant.
it doesn't matter.
Yes, I can
hold
hear
on.
you.
Let me
I
take
can
a
hear you.
call. Hold on,
Can
everyone.
I
Don't talk.
respond?
Hold on. Hello, caller.
Yes,
Hello?
Prof. X.
Yes, caller, talk to me.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Right.
can hear you.
Okay. I have something to say about this case, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Number one, I don't know from what perspective we are going to discuss this, if we are going to discuss it in the church format or generally adding the law to this case, or if we are just going to capture everything. Okay? So, number one, this girl, I don't know if she, from what I heard, she was 17 or 18, but whatever is the case, she consented with the pastor to have this. My issue with to have sex with the pastor. My issue with this thing, all this is, number one, apostle, the pastor, had children that calls her daddy, father in his house. That is my issue, because if anybody calls you father, daddy, it's a trust and a responsibility. That is my own issue. So I'm not condemning or judging, but that is how I see things. Because if I have children in my house with my own husband or my father, and they call him daddy, father, that is a very big word. Although we use it anyhow, we use father anyhow, we use daddy anyhow. Anybody in the street you can just call. So they don't really know the depth of that word. Is somebody you call father, is somebody that you can rely on, you can depend on, you can even put your life, you can sleep without opening your eyes. You know that the environment there is safe for you to be in. Are you following me, Prof. X?
Yeah, I'm with you. Go ahead.
Okay, so my problem with the issue is the pastor betraying that trust, because the pastor has his own wife. Okay, if he wanted sex, he can call his wife. It's not that, oh, the wife is so far away. Yes, wherever she is. Also, there's no money for her to come back to where her husband is to have sex or whatever. Or the pastor cannot even go to where the wife is to have sex. They can afford this. He can call his wife, come and let's do this. I want this, because he's a man. He has blood. He has desire. So my issue is filling your house with girls, growing up girls, that their breast is still developing. Every part of their body is developing. And you, the man, know that you are not disciplined. That is my issue. Because anyone can be tempted. Anyone can fall. Anyone. So why do you expose yourself in an environment that you know you're vulnerable? If you're vulnerable, you have to guard against it. So that is my one problem, because that is betrayal of trust to the young girls day. And it's not just one. It's not just that girl. Okay? It could have been my daughter. It could have been my sister. It could have been even me. That is my issue with some men, because they don't know what that means. They don't know what that means when they betray that trust. And then covering up is another one. Even when the DNA, we should even discuss that separately. You know, even when you've done DNA, even when you know you're wrong, why do you want it to escalate? Why do you want it to be everywhere? Why don't you call yourself to order? Something you know you're wrong. Something you clearly know you're wrong. Why escalate it? Why try to cover your sin? We are reading the Bible. Why? And it's your son, your blood. The pastor, he's a good man because he fits the poor and everything. That is another discussion for another day, because there are some charities that you do, and it becomes funny. It becomes suspicious that you are trying to hide something under what you do. Some charity work that you do. And I'm sorry to say this is beginning to come out, because there are some gifts that when a person gifts a person, it becomes very suspicious. Okay? So my own issue is the betrayal of trust, not with one girl, not with two, not with three. If it even want to come out, it may be more than that. You know? And trying to cover it up. That is my issue. And even the church members, the thing is, when we try to control, to put up damage control, the person that is doing this damage control, the people that you are paying to do this damage control, do they really believe? Will they again believe that you're a man of God? Will they again believe that what you say, that you are hearing from God and you're a man of your word? They can't. They won't believe. It's not everybody that is unwise. I work with children. I work with children that have been traumatized. You know, I manage them. I know how damaging it can be to a child's mind when all these things that we are using to play, and everybody's trying to play God. Everybody's trying to hide whatever they want to hide. I know in a Western world, you cannot do this. You will be in jail. Nothing will change it. No matter who you are, whether it were to be the prime minister, whether it were to be the king's son or the king's daughter, whatever, you will be in jail. In jail. Simple. So mine is, everybody should examine themselves. I know the girl is going to have a long ride, except the court system in Nigeria, or the case will be in a court that justice will prevail. But as far as the country Nigeria that I know is concerned, my dear, the poor have very, 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 very minute voice. And if whatever any help that can be rendered to that girl is to get her out of Nigeria to another place that she can have a new life, look after her son, because her life, for her to even come out on the social media, her life is gone. Short and simple. It's finished. You know? So, when we are talking about these things, we should also please let her have a way of escape to another place to start her life again. Because she's not even safe where she is. He's fighting a loose battle, as far as I'm concerned. Everybody knows the truth. I know the truth. I would be lying to say I don't know the truth, because I'm wise with even the wisdom of God. I work with children to know when a young girl is speaking the truth and when they are lying.
Okay, so on that note, my sister, wait, on that note, since you have worked with young girls in the past, do you think this young girl is lying?
She is not lying. She is not. Everything that comes, that she said is the truth. If she was lying, I would know. Just looking at her and what she's saying, I would know. There is no word from her mouth that is a lie.
My sister, thank you. Thank you for your contribution. You have gotten the biggest time slot that I have ever afforded anyone. 8 minutes, close to 9 minutes of speaking. I normally give people 2 minutes. But thank you so much for your contribution. Let me open the line for other people.
All right, thanks.
God bless you. Dr. Brilliant, what do you have to say?
Well, you know, it's very interesting. And I like the perspective that our sister is giving there, because, you know, it's very easy for men. You know, I was really getting irritated by the other guy. I mean, the other guy was just coming in saying, oh, this. I mean, the way that he's thinking, that's a typical man thinking that any girl that's just, because we've got to understand the circumstances that push the person, in this case, the victim, the girl. She may say yes, but she said yes under duress. So the fact that you've just uttered the word okay does not really mean it's okay. So if it's under duress, that you've actually not given her, you've laid some conditions there, that this is what's going to happen. That this is what's going to happen. If this doesn't happen, these are the consequences. The person agrees under duress. So we've got to understand that this girl, perhaps the guy is saying, oh yeah, she knew what she wanted. Why did she go there? She lived in that house. This was a father. So yes, I agree with the sister that just called there. I also think that there's no lie in this girl. What is there for her to benefit from lying?
Yeah. You're probably. Let me add this brother one more time. I hope this time around his connection is
Can I talk
brother,
now?
listen,
Can I
don't
talk?
move around. Listen, don't move around. Man. Stay in one place and explain and talk with your face facing the camera. Don't be gallivanting all around the room so that we can hear you and make your point concise and straight.
Now, my point. Now, yes, my point. Number one, she was 17. The pastor called her inside the room, and the pastor gave her a choice that when you come with me, I will give you blah 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 blah. And immediately that time she accepted that she would get a condom so that this relationship will be secret. She got the condom, but the pastor refused using the condom, and she didn't complain. She didn't, because she knew that, because this was a girl that knew that unprotected sex will result to pregnancy, but she never cared. She still went back because from the girl's audio, the pastor had sex with her several times, And anytime she goes with the condom, the pastor will not use the condom, and she was okay about it. And the result of unprotected sex is pregnancy. And that's number one. Number two, she got pregnant, and the pastor, and in Christianity, I'm not a Muslim. I'm not a Christian, I'm a Muslim. In Christianity, you have just one wife. And the pastor told you, okay, it has happened, take 10 million naira. And from her audio, she said she does not want the pastor, she wants to start her life, that she even has a husband. And the husband is even shouting that he is the owner of that baby, that he's ready to take care, that the girl, I don't know what's her name, Cynthia, she should come back, that she's ready to grab her. And 10 million is there for you. What are you looking for? She just wants to create trouble. So with what we see, it might even be the girl seduces the pastor. It's possible. So from what I see, this girl, she has some forces working with her. I don't believe she's an orphan. Where is her father's grave? Where is her mother's grave? So they offer you 10 million. There is acute poverty in Nigeria now. That a man offers you 10 million naira, they got you a husband, and the husband is even saying that bring the baby, bring the baby. So I believe that this girl is not a serious person. So I would have loved you to bring the girl. Let me cross-examine her. So with this fact, you rejected 10 million naira, and you are going all about the Facebook. You want upkeep for the child. You want to give the child. You want to send the child to school of 150,000. How much is the minimum wage? The minimum wage of the Nigerian is 30,000, and you want the man to pay you a school fees of 200,000, and they gave you 10 million naira. So my brother, with what I've seen, that the girl was the one that seduced the pastor, because you were going with the condom, and you would drop, the pastor would say, I won't use it, you would drop it, you would still go back. Abba, if the girl was a good girl, she would have met the choir mistress. The choir mistress, they have church board that she would have spoken to, and she would have been vindicated, but she didn't do that. She didn't do that. So with my own point, the girl is in for a mischief. She's in to make a scene. That's what I see. That's what I see. And who told you that boy?
Just hold on for
Let
now.
me finish.
Don't
Let me finish. Let me finish.
No, my brother, here you behave. You don't say let me finish when I say hold on. Okay?
Sorry?
When I say hold on, you hold on, especially if you're speaking nonsense, like the nonsense that you're speaking. You hold on.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
So hold on for now and let me talk. My people, I know in the comment section, there are so many people that are saying, remove this guy, take off this guy, this and this. My people, this is very important. It's very crucial that you understand the thinking capacity of people that follow charlatans. It's important that we expose these lame arguments for you to understand the depth of indoctrination and gullibility of the people that are following these pedophiles, these abusers. Because I do not know if this man here has a child or a daughter or a sister in his life. But a normal man who has a mother to start off with can never speak recklessly the way that Emergence is speaking. All his argument is unfounded. The young lady persuaded, lured Chibuzor to bed. Where do you get that, Dr. Brilliant? Can you chip in?
I am very sorry. I'm seriously sorry to all women out there. Because when we have men like this guy here, Emergency Utas, this man is a disgrace to manhood. To all men out there, this type of thing. If this person, if this guy has children, they need to be rescued. If he has children, they need to be rescued from him. This guy is a danger, not only to himself, but to every other human that is within a centimeter of him. He's a danger. This guy is a disgrace to what, if people think this is what men are like, then I understand when they think that men are dogs, because this is the definition that they will be talking about. I am sorry to say this, but everything that he has said just is from someone that has no humanity in them. For starters, he says that when we started this conversation, he's coming to defend the pastor. He says he's not Christian, but he's Muslim. I don't understand his rationale, his thinking, and whether there's logic in anything that he says. He says that because the girl went with the condom and the guy did not use that, the girl should have known. The girl has explained that she was an orphan and she was living in this guy's house. He is assuming that this girl was not an orphan. He is not giving us the evidence to show. And then he says the only reason for him to say that, to believe that this girl is saying that she's an orphan, she needs to show us your parents, your father's grave and your mother's grave, and then we'll know that you're an orphan. That's not how it works. And then he says, bring the girl here so I can cross-examine him. I don't think you are in any position to cross-examine anyone. You probably need to be cross-examined yourself to see whether everything is working here. That's what I would say.
And it's quite an embarrassment that we have men like this.
It is
in Nigeria, and we have men like this who speak out of ignorance like this. And this just demonstrates and proves our point, everything that we have been saying about the level of gullibility and stupidness of people that follow Nigerian prophets or these DDGOs. How do you come and support Chibuzor in a matter of this nature? How do you come in your normal senses and defend Chibuzor to this extent? Let me just take one caller before we proceed.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, caller. You can go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you. First and foremost, I want to correct that guy that said Nigeria is in a high poverty right now. Point of correction, Nigeria is not in a high poverty. Nigeria is having a very banner like in every other part of the world. That apart. I live in Switzerland and I have a daughter of 17 years. And I should be able to say how the daughter of a girl of 17 years would think and how they would do their things in that tender age. That is one. And two, when you are vulnerable, when you have nowhere to go, when you have no food to eat, you then know that you can submit to any condition. And the person that was requesting for sex from this girl was far, far, far higher, and he has everything the girl needs. The girl never needs to take a permission. She was under a command. The man command her and tell her what he wants in the condition of keeping her in the house. She was not outside the house. She was living inside the house. And knowing fully well at the age of 17, she knows she was not with her parents. She was under a condition and living very comfortable. So with the way she described herself, even if she was living with her parents, she will not live comfortable like the way she was living in the pastor's house. So, guy, I will tell you, you people are the pedophile. It's hard time we all Africans this time around. We should rise up and fight against the forces that is fighting us. Christianity, in Europe, Switzerland, precisely, Basel is one of the countries that brought Christianity to that Nigeria.
Okay, my sister, your 2 minutes is up. So please, thank you so much for the call. And I do this so that people can structure and summarize their arguments. 2 minutes is enough for you to put across your point. But in as far as this brother is concerned, and I'll wait for him, we'll try by all means to reveal himself to who he really is. Maybe he does not even know that his heart is as dark as it is. Maybe he's not even aware that he is possessed by a spirit that is more demonic than it is righteous. Because there is no man who comes to defend wickedness of this nature. A 14-year-old girl was abused by Chibuzor Chinyere at 14. My people, imagine if you had a daughter who was 14. I want you to go and look at your 14-year-old daughters. Tell me if they have the capacity or the stamina to withstand a 40-year-old man. Chibuzor was 48, that a 40-year-old man against a 14-year-old girl. And that man can climb on top of that young girl with that big stomach that he has and force himself on a 14-year-old girl. And we have dunderheads like Emergency coming here. I'm sorry, I'm not insulting you, Emergency. I'm just describing you. We have dunderheads like Emergency coming here defending Apostle Chibuzor. I have no doubt that if this young man called Emergency is given a chance, he will abuse young women. If he is not already abusing girls wherever that he is. I have no doubt in me that Emergency is capable of doing what Chibuzor is doing. Given an opportunity, given the money, the power, the authority, and the audience, Emergency will do even more than what Chibuzor Chinyere is doing. And I hope you are not a father to a daughter, because one day it's going to happen to your own daughter. And men like this who even say, my daughter, you are the one who's wrong. You went to the men of God and you seduced the men of God. This type of men, they are the type of men that will even beat their daughters. No, what were you doing in Apostles' office? You are the one who tempted the men of God. This type of men. Mr. Emergency, my brother, I want to be honest with you. You are a disgrace to anything that a man stands for. You are a disgrace to humanity. You might be laughing like that, but I do not know why you have to be proud of yourself or even call yourself a human being if you do not share sympathy with someone who was sexually abused by a prophet. I'll give you 2 more minutes to speak, and I hope you speak some sense.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. You really insulted me. But what
You're
I would
welcome.
what I would just say is that if truly she's in, okay, I don't support. Are you listening? Because in my own religion, a girl 17 is already matured to get married. Is already matured to get married.
Sorry to say this. Sorry to interject. I don't mean to undermine your religion, but you are the one who's exposing it. If this is how the surahs, imras, or whatever conduct businesses in Islam, then I would say Islam is a barbaric religion. If you guys sleep with 14-year-olds, if you marry 14-year-olds,
I didn't say 14. I said 17. I said 17 years. 17. 17
so when
years.
When you make people pregnant, do you take responsibility in Islam?
Yes, you take responsibility. No, what I'm saying is that under what the pastor did, Christianity is not fair. But what I'm saying is that if this girl...
Forget about religion. Look at it from a humanity perspective.
Yes,
from
the humanity perspective, okay, we may feel that, okay, this is a man of God, is not expected to do this for a lady under her care. But this lady rejected 10 million naira. I'm still, yes, I've not yet recovered from that shock. For her to reject 10 million naira, she has a backup somewhere. She has some people backing her up. That is it. For her to reject 10 million naira, she's not the innocent girl. I know that we are Nigerians. We know what is happening. You may feel that this girl is not innocent. She rejected 10 million naira.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Will you sleep with another man for 10 million naira?
Will I sleep with
another man for 10 million naira?
Another man?
Yes.
No.
You are very
No.
so I wanted to insult you. So what makes you think that this young lady would accept 10 million naira if you cannot take million naira to sleep with another
Yes,
man?
she would have put them in on her because she said the pastor is a pedophile, is a bad man, is a bad influence, is everything. He does not want anything to do with him. And the man
So
gives you 10
why?
million, said, go away. You refused it.
Why
Then
would you
there's
not
something
take
wrong with the girl.
emergency?
We are
Listen, why
Nigerians.
would you not
We
take
are
million?
Nigerians. You
Why
know
would
what's
you
going
not
on?
take? Listen, why would you not take 10 million naira to sleep with another man?
Because it's against our values and tradition, our culture. But our culture allows men and women relationship. Our culture allows men and this man, and you need money. The 10 million is for the child, and you
Do you
rejected the
need
10
money?
million. My
Hey,
brother,
you are too
with
fast. You
time,
are too fast. Do you have money where you are right
I'm
now?
with you.
Do you have
Sorry?
money? Do you have money where you are?
Do I have money?
Yeah. Do you have
No,
10
yes,
million naira?
I'm just managing. I'm with you.
Do you have
I'm with
10
you.
million? Do you have 10 million naira in
I
your
don't have
account?
10 million naira.
So why would you refuse to sleep with another man for 10 million naira?
Because it's against our tradition. The father of your child is giving you 10 million. That's his right. He gave you 10 million naira. The father of your child is
What
giving
are
you
the
10 million
conditions?
naira.
What are the conditions for the 10 million naira?
Huh?
What are the
Let me bring a
conditions?
girl to talk to you. Hello?
What
You
are the
understand? No lady.
conditions? Listen, what
The
were the
condition is that
conditions for that 10 million naira?
yes, the condition is that the pastor will not own the baby, give it to your husband, and the husband is ready to take care of the baby. This girl is just this girl is a bad person. Is a bad person. She's a bad person because the pastor has given you a husband. Can you listen to me? Hello, are you hearing me?
Wait a
The
minute, wait
pastor
a
gave
minute.
you a
Dr.
husband,
Brilliant,
and even the
wait,
husband is looking for her. She said, "Come back
can
home."
you wait? Dr. Brilliant, what do you have to say?
I think we've indulged this guy. This guy is a love of money. He's a love of money. What upsets him is he wanted to be in the position of the girl to just take the 10 million. What is obsessed with is the 10 million, not the truth, not the justice, nothing. Is obsessed with the 10 million. This guy is a lover of money. I'm telling you, if you were to put 10 million in front of this guy who's talking about principles and this and that, if you double that and make it 20 million, this guy will do anything. He'll even sleep with a dog or even another man. He'll take it. He loves money. The way that he's talking, the thing is not upset with the girl because she of what the pastor did, or he doesn't even care what the pastor did, that the pastor broke the law. He doesn't care about that. He is focused on the 10 million. That's all that's ringing in his head. Everything else that we're saying here, he hasn't heard. He hasn't heard a single word that we're saying. He just had that 10 million. Take the 10 million. That's all he's thinking of. So this guy was just here. I think it initially I thought waste of space, but now I'm thinking, well, he serves a purpose because he teaches us what not to be like. He teaches the world that this isn't a poor excuse of a man. So I sat here thinking, oh my goodness, what is this guy talking about? Until I figured it out. All he seems to be obsessing with right now, he's upset that the girl did not take 10 million. But why?
Can I take one call? Can I take
Why
one
would
quick
you take
call?
10 million?
Hello, caller.
Hello, sir.
Can you call me via WhatsApp, please? I don't like direct calls. They do not have a stable connection.
Oh, okay. Apologies. I'll do that now.
Okay. The brother here is only angry with the girl because she did not take 10 million naira.
Yeah, but then he doesn't understand. I don't even know whether this guy has kids or, and I pray that he doesn't, because he's not father material. From what I've just gathered, there, he's not father material. He can produce kids maybe, but he's not father material. One is his obsession with money can make him even sell his kid. If somebody says, "Give me the kid and I'll give you 20 million. He'll give that sort of thinking. He'll give the kid away because he's thinking 10 million naira will take care of a child. This woman would rather not take 10 million, but have that child know that this is your father. This girl would rather say, I know that we got this child through ways that are not legitimate, but the child still deserves in his life to know who the father is. The reason why you would go through all this to get to a DNA test is so that, one, prove yourself that this is your child to the father. So this apostle guy should have just accepted his responsibility, taken care of his child. Yes, it was out of marital, an extramarital affair that he did. And morally, everything about that was wrong. The fact that it's somebody that you were taking care of, we've established all that. But for me, this girl has done the right thing. She's been brave to stand up and speak against this and even take it to court. We don't know what the outcome is going to be, but that is a huge step of bravery. And I commend her for that. And I salute her for that. And, you know, imagine living in an area or in an atmosphere where there are people like the guy that we just had. Everyone around you is like that guy that we've just had. You know, that's why I said I can't begin to imagine what these young girls go through. Imagine this apostle would have 1,000 people in his church, men like that. That when a girl says, I was abused by this prophet or this pastor or this apostle, and you have 10,000 men like that, or 1,000, or even 100 men like that, that will come and say, you are stupid, you are this. These are the people that insult without even context of what's going on. You are wrong. You are trying to bring our men of God down. But this man of God has been sleeping with 14-year-olds, with 16-year-olds, with 18-year-olds, and he's been giving them kids. And now somebody steps up and says, this man slept with me when I was 14 years old. How? And then you say you're bringing our men of God down. That man of God brought himself down if he was a man of God at all.
Let me take a call, 2 minutes. Hello, caller, you have 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go ahead. Please reduce the volume in your background. You can go ahead.
Okay. So I just want to respond to what the caller said. The man. Number one, I want to say this. You know, I know that it's not all men, but some men in Nigeria, typical. That is how they will reason. But I want to clearly tell you something. This girl, I don't know her. I've never seen her, but I've heard what she's her testimony, or should I put it her own side of the story. The other said husband, whatever husband that the pastor gave to her, she never slept with the man. Listen, if a girl likes a man, she did not just have sex. Women do things with emotions. It's the man that just had sex with her. There is no way that caliber of man, a pastor, will have sex with her and she's pregnant and she will go back again to sleep with that man. It's impossible. She won't. That I can bet anything. She will never allow that other man to touch her. It's impossible. It is impossible. So if any man comes out to say, oh, I'm the husband, I slept with her. Yes, they arrange a husband for her. Okay? But let us use our brains and be wise. There is no way that girl, even if she lived with that man for 2 years, for how many months, for 10 years, she will not allow him to touch her. That is it. That is how a woman's heart is. She won't.
Okay, caller. Your 2 minutes. Your 2 minutes has expired.
Okay, that is it. But let's forget about the husband is looking for her to come back. Which that is crazy. That is crazy. She didn't sleep with the man. She doesn't have a husband. True. The husband is somewhere in Dubai.
Thank you.
Period.
Okay, the husband, maybe you do not get this one. There's another boy that came in recently saying that I am the father. That boy that he was forced to have a wedding with. He recently did a video saying that, no, I want my child. The child is mine. In an effort to try to distance or exonerate. Hey, sorry, man. I keep getting calls on this line. Let me take this call again. I don't know why people choose direct calls instead of WhatsApp calls. So the guy that this lady is referring to is that guy. Yes, caller.
Yes, caller. Yeah, hi, how are you?
Can you reduce the volume in the background, please?
Oh, yeah, I will. Hold on 1 second. One second.
Okay. So that boy is the one that was forced to marry with Apostle. Hello?
Is it better? Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better now. You can go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
Yes. My contribution is, I've not followed this whole story to the end, but I think we need to actually teach our children, because we are parents, about falling into these traps, which is what you're doing. You're enlightening a lot of these young children. But these pastors are as evil as it gets. And we need to hammer it down to people. These pastors, you better stay home. They are evil human beings. But also we have a responsibility to teach our children. Get back to God and know your limits. But also we have to educate them what you're doing about these evil men. They are evil. This is like my dad sleeping with my friend, or even younger. They're evil human beings. They know better. But also because evil is all over the world, we have to educate our children. And that, I think I saw somebody supporting this man. I think he was called something. This man is as evil as it gets. How do you condone a full-grown man doing what this pastor did? This is not even a pastor. He's a devil in himself. So we have to also educate our children, because we will die and they will be left. So stay away from these men of so-called God. They are not men of God. They are just Satanists themselves. Because there's no way you can do that and stand up and say you're a man of God and go to the altar and preach. It's evil, evil, evil. And our children don't know better. They think it's my papa, my daddy, my God knows what. They are not your men of God. They are Satanists. And until somebody hammers it down and call it what it is, our children are going to go downwards. So that's all I wanted to say, because it grieves me that we are bringing up children who are going to fall into these traps. And somebody doesn't say something, our children are going to go down. I've got a 12 and a 6-year-old. What if it was my son? Because now they don't even care. It's men, women. It's everybody goes.
Thank you, my sister.
People don't.
Your 2 minutes is expired. Thank you for your contribution.
All right. Okay.
Let me take another call. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello, Prof. and Dr. Brilliant.
Greetings, brother.
Thank you for all you do. God bless you both. Just a quick one. I'll keep mine very short. The lady that called before this lady said something about most, although she said it wasn't all Nigerian men, most Nigerian men behave that way. I beg to disagree. I'm a Nigerian man, a very proud Nigerian man. So wouldn't ever try such a thing by the grace of God. And I have friends and brothers and siblings who will not do such nonsense. So I agree with both of you, and the overriding comment here that people don't or haven't talked about is the power parity. This man has so much power, whether real or fake, and then he has a standing, a supposed standing in public and in church. So whether it is between Chibuzor and that girl, whether it's at the office, whether it's at the university, wherever it is in society, whoever has power uses it. Unfortunately, that's how our society is. We abuse it. It's the abuse of power. So to suggest that the lady had stood any chance, an orphan who just wants to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, who wants a roof over her head, to even suggest, and then who is young, to suggest that she even stood any chance is so unfair and sinful of that last caller to have even mentioned. It's so wrong. It's so wrong. No matter how you look at it, the adult here is the man with a big tummy who is climbing a 14-year-old. There's no way you twist it. There's no way you spin it. There's no way you explain it. And then when you then bring the God factor in and you say he's a pastor, then it's even difficult to talk about it. You know what I mean? So I hope that I'm grateful that the justice system in Nigeria is improving. We've seen such cases in court, and we've seen victims getting some form of compensation. So I hope that she is bold enough with the support of people to go to court, seek redress, get adequate compensation beyond just care for her and her baby. Get compensation because there's already physical and psychological damage. So that 10 million that the pastor thinks he has got away with, he's going to pay 10 or 4 or 5 times that amount when they get to court. I can assure you that. Thank you so much, Prof. And Dr. Brilliant. God bless you both.
God bless you, my brother. Thank you for the call. Yes, Dr. Brilliant. We still have people that believe the pastor is, hey, it's scary out there when you have people that can actually take the pastor's side.
The last caller that we just had, this man has a very sound head. It gives me hope. It gives me hope that we still have fathers out there that are real. A thought just occurred to me. There's a lady that also called, the one that was talking that she has 2 kids and I think about my children. Let's hammer this home. Do you know that there's going to be a period of time where we look at the time that we had the least number of abuses in the church was during the COVID period because people were not going to church?
Come again on that one.
The time, if we're to look back in time, the time that we had the least abuse, sexual or otherwise, in churches was in the time of COVID where we had lockdown and people were not going to churches and people were staying in their homes. So when people teach online, chances of them actually then getting to engage sexually and abuse people like that were very minimal. In the church, that is the time when most of these pastors, even if they had the desire, they could not do it because there was lockdown. So this thing of sexual abuse in church is a very big topic that is not spoken about, that is avoided like it's a plague. And it's very important that we hammer this home, that when somebody that you call father, when somebody that you call a spiritual father or even father is now saying to you, take off your clothes, something is wrong from every level, from the moral side to everything, in every way. Just like the brother that just spoke said, there's no way of spinning this. There's no way a person can say, I have the right to do this because I am charitable. I do a lot of philanthropic work, so I have the right to say to a 14-year-old, because I took care of you, I found you in the streets when you were 6 years old, I found you in the streets when you're 4. I made you become who you are. And at 14, you are now saying you want sexual favors from a 14-year-old. This is not even injustice. This is evil. I think she was right in saying some of these people that we're calling men of God are nowhere near the title of God. They're demons, they're devils that are just there harassing and abusing people. We need to be able to empower people. But what the brother just said is very true. There's abuse of authority. So if you are a person of authority, even in a workplace, in the workplace where people that are not even orphans in the workplace, someone is employed. You are employed, maybe you're a house help. The father of that house, that you are a house help, starts molesting you, fondling your boobs, and hitting you on your buttocks and things like that. These things are forms of abuse. They might look like they're just okay. I'll just take it because I need to keep my job. This is the thinking that people will have. I'll just endure this so I can keep my job. I'll just endure this so I can have a roof over my head. I'll just endure this. So this is the type of thing that comes in when people abuse power and their authority. They know this person is vulnerable. They know that they can say, I can fire you. If you speak, if you say anything, I'll fire you. If you don't say anything, I will reward you. And then the person takes the reward because they want to keep the job. It does not mean that they have agreed. It means you have abused your authority and you have leveraged that authority that you have to abuse this particular person. So I'm still confused and irritated by the other brother that was coming here saying, oh, the girl knew what she was talking about. And I'm thinking that brother seriously needs help. He's serious. He probably doesn't see it and know it now. And he's probably thinking, oh yeah, I went on that show and I spoke my mind. You exposed yourself. And you probably, the way that he started grinning and laughing when you put it to him, that I would not put it past that guy, that if there are any women around him, he's an abusive guy, he's abusing women. And you cover it up with religion. Or in my religion, it's allowed to do this. Why would he even say we believe what he's saying, that he's Muslim? Why would he come and defend this so-called Christian pastor? Why did he take his time to say he looked for us? So a part of me thinks that these are people that these men that are abusers, these so-called men of God, send their people onto these sort of platforms like ours to try and just speak all these things to make it look like there's some people out there that are in support of them. But if they are, it's very unfortunate.
Okay, let me take another call. Hello, brother. Can you reduce the volume in your background, please?
Okay, let me take another call. Hello, brother. Can you reduce the volume in your background, please? Yeah, Prophet. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can go ahead.
Okay, God bless you, brother. Thanks for the audience. One thing we have to understand and look at is that, in this our society today, some people are just proud of what they should be ashamed of. You understand? So as long as people can no longer, be ashamed in some certain things, like this guy that is talking, this emergency. I was just listening to him. The guy is just, proud of what he should be ashamed of. So that is number one point. Secondly, every gift, there is some gift that is a trap. You understand? So these guys, I'm someone that I love God, and I discover God myself. I study myself. I followed him myself. So I discover when someone is trying to deceive me. So there is some gift that is a trap. It's not every gift, All these guys, they go out doing charities. We need to find out, you as a human being. First and foremost, this girl does not have anything. She doesn't have anything to say in this matter. This girl sees this man as a father.
First and foremost, this man is powerful. He has security. He has men working under him. And secondly, these guys, a lot of them have charms. You know, they have charms on these ladies. Whatever they tells you, you do it. Sometimes, you know, they did those things, and then before their eyes opens, they see themselves in this man's bed. So you don't have to blame this lady in this matter. So that guy, emergency talking, you know, this lady, you know, they gave him 10 million and she rejected it. Come on. She's supposed to be talking about, you know, about this lady's age and also her situation. You know, so this guy was just, you know, talking. You know, I'm from Nigeria, but I was just, you know, like kind of feeling ashamed when he's talking. And he was just laughing like nothing happens. It could be his sister, it could be her daughter, but he doesn't care. He doesn't care. So thank you so much, you know, for what you are doing. Creating awareness is very, very important. These guys, you know, in this guy you are talking about, I've been to his church before. I've been there once. When I came there, the person that invited me, I stayed there 10 minutes. I said, man, this place is not a church. It's just a market. I said, this place is not a church. It's a market. I left. I never go there again. So this is how it's supposed to be. You need to know where you go and where you should not go. So thank you so much. I don't want to take much of your time. Thanks a lot for what you are doing. Keep on creating awareness. It's very, very important.
Okay, thank you, brother. Let me take another call. God bless you.
Okay.
Hello, caller.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. You have 2 minutes. You can go ahead.
Yes, so 2 minutes. Dr. Brilliant, good to see you. I'm so happy when I saw you this evening. You know. When I was told that the fake pastor AJ want to deal with you, I'm happy to see you. I'm so happy.
You.
God bless you. God bless you.
Thank
I'm
you
still
so
smiling
much.
here. God bless you. Okay, business. These people. I'm happy that
madam. So you're not happy to see me. You're only happy to see Dr. Brilliant.
Prophet X, you know you are part of me, so no need to talk again.
Okay,
So
I'm just pulling your
anything
leg.
about Prophet X, we all of us, we kill ourselves. So that one is starting.
Okay.
So for the Chibuzor issue, I'm happy that all this is coming out now. All the old pastors, they're even ashamed of themselves, but they just want to get that courage and see if what they are doing, they know what they are doing, because they can't just come out and accept the blame or say, okay, this is what they do, but they are trying to cover up with shame. So they don't want to come out boldly. Last time I saw when there's one pastor that was talking about how they use these girls for rituals. A pastor that is preaching it, that he knows pastors that do such things. I say, see, a pastor that is confessing what other pastors are doing. What else again do we want to hear when the pastor is saying it? So that lady, they should not blame that girl. Anybody that is blaming that girl, the thing will happen to their family. That's all I have to tell that man. It will happen to his generation. Because that girl is vulnerable. You don't have a mother, you don't have a father, you don't know where to run to. What else will he do? What else should do? What the girl was asking for, give me money so that I'll travel abroad, because you know that is the only way you have security. Whether you like it or not, they will kill that girl one day. They don't think, look at people. So let me leave others to talk. They're all evils. But it's good that this is coming out now. Thank you guys. So thank you so much.
God bless you, my sister. Have a good evening.
Bye.
That's about it, Dr. Brilliant. And I think most people are awoke now. And the majority of people, even those that normally comment in the comment section defending these forms of, immorality, they really don't have the guts to call in now. And because there's no way there's no any form of defense you can bring forth to support a case like this. You understand?
There are situations, right? There are situations where we maybe say it's an issue of a doctrinal, we've got 2 points of view on a doctrinal issue. and maybe somebody's interpreting a doctrine in a different way. We can play devil's advocate in that and try and defend the way that somebody thinks in that regard. But there then are moral issues, things that we know legally this is wrong. Morally, this is wrong. So in this case, this behavior that this guy displayed, let's just have people aware to this point now of this fact that there are people out there, people have said it, and I think about 4 or 5 people, I had 4 or 5 different callers say this. There are people that give gifts for the wrong reason, because they're trying to bury or hide an evil. So this guy can come up and say, I've helped a lot of people, I've given people scholarships to go abroad and all this kind of thing. But the question is, why? Why are you doing it? Are you doing it to help these people? Or are you doing it for wrong reasons? There's one part that scripture teaches us, that do not let the right hand know what the left hand is doing. Basically, if you try and interpret that, is when you do good, do not do it for show, but do it so that only God knows, and God who will bless you publicly. You do these things privately. When you help someone, when you give alms, when you give charity, do not loud it up and say, come and see, I'm giving charity, I'm doing charity. Do it privately. And when God blesses you, he blesses you publicly. So this is the problem now. I always think that anybody that is trying to do a small act of charity and brings all the cameras, come and see what I do, I give this person, I did this, I did that. Why do you want to direct us to the charity? That means you are trying to direct us to that charity so that we don't look at the thing that you are doing, that there's something that you're doing that you don't want us to see. So the minute that I heard everyone saying, this man does a lot of charity, he gives people scholarships, he does this, he does that. Why is he made that so public? Because he doesn't want people to focus on what's happening in his house. He doesn't want people to focus on what he's doing to these young women. And if this young woman that has just come up now had not come up to say this, were we ever going to know about all the other issues that were in that house? That there's another one called Joy. Were we ever going to know? Had she not come up, were we ever going to know this? And we might find that as this thing goes to court, there might be plenty others that have fallen victim to this guy's manipulation and sexual abuse. And the fact that the woman even says to them, let's go to Ghana and do this. She knows what's going on there, but she has done nothing to try and stop this. It's very sad.
No, it's very sad. Let me take another call. Yes, caller, please, can you reduce the volume in the background? Hello, brother.
Hello, brother.
Yeah, can you reduce the volume, brother, in the background? I can still hear myself there. Yeah, you can go ahead now. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes, can you speak up, please?
Hello.
Yeah, can you speak up and reduce the volume in the background?
Yeah, my name is Christopher.
My brother, can you reduce the volume in the background?
Yeah, you can go ahead now.
My people, when you call, please make sure there's no sound in the background, because that sound is so disturbing. Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay. My name is Morgan.
Your name is what?
My name is Morgan.
Yeah, where are you calling from?
I'm coming from Dubai.
All right, you can go ahead, my brother, with your contribution.
Okay. Sorry, my call is popular, right? My call is open, general.
Yeah, your call is open.
Okay. Please, I have something to say. It's very, very important.
Yeah, you can go ahead and say it.
Okay. I have a friend here in Dubai.
Uh-huh.
Her name is Gift from OPM.
Uh-huh.
She is one of the people that OPM gives scholarship to come to Dubai.
Uh-huh.
So I met her here in Dubai. So we started doing friendship.
Okay.
So I invited her to hotel. She came to hotel. So she was telling me that she was speaking with OPM. You understand?
Uh-huh.
So I was like, wow, because OPM is the man I respect so much.
Okay, wait.
What I mean?
Wait, brother. When you say she said she was speaking with OPM, are you saying she was speaking with Chibuzor, with Apostle Chibuzor Chinyere?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So I was like, wow, that we are connected. She was speaking with OPM.
Brother, reduce the volume in the background, please.
Okay, the volume is reduced already.
Just switch it off. Switch off where you are watching me so that I can hear you properly.
Okay.
You can talk now.
It's off now.
Yeah, you can continue.
Okay. Then me and her started dating. So my brother, I want to collect phone number from her. I'm asking her for the phone number. She refused to give me the phone number because I'm trying to find help from OPM. This is open. I'm not trying to hide anything from you. This is open confession.
Okay, my brother, wait.
Okay.
Wait, my brother. I don't find this funny or anything. What's your point exactly?
Okay, my brother, now listen. I went to her. I found her pin.
Okay, my brother, listen.
I found her phone pin.
Where's my brother? Listen.
Okay.
I don't know if you're playing games or what. If you have something to say, don't say one word after the other. Just explain whatever that you want to explain in a consequential sentence.
Okay.
Don't be breaking as if you are hearing something from the Holy Spirit. Just explain your story, narrate your story as it is. Don't wait for me to say, yes. Just explain. Just do a marathon of your explanation.
Okay. When this story started going on about Chibuzor, seriously, I'm very, very disappointed. When I mean I am very, very disappointed because I found out that Pastor Chibuzor is sleeping with this girl. He's having fun with this girl that I'm telling you. Like a lie, I swear, this man is not a pastor. What I mean, I blame Nigeria government for all this because if Nigeria is good, all these things will not be happening. I noticed that before Pastor Chibuzor will help you, this man have damaged so many children. This man have damaged so many children. I went to this girl phone. I found out that this girl have been sleeping with this man before she sent this girl to Dubai. The picture, her naked picture, she have been sending Chibuzor, and Chibuzor have been sending money to this girl to eat because the girl is not working again here in Dubai. Right, like this thing I'm telling you is pure truth and nothing but the truth. What I mean, I blame Nigerian government because this man don't supposed to forget about this helping issue he's doing. This man have damaged so many girls. This guy have damaged so many girls. He helps people fine and good, but before he helps you, he will sleep with you. I went to this girl photo and I saw that so many naked pictures. He have been sending this man. They have been having fun.
I hear you, my brother. I can feel your emotions in this, and I mean, this is the platform that we are on. to sort of speak and try and conscientize people to the dangers that are out there, and help people to realize that there is there are crocodiles in this sea, in this lake that people are calling churches. There are sharks in these open seas that people are calling churches. So yes, these men like this pastor has damaged a lot of people under the guise of helping them. So you see, there's all this thing that people would not speak because they are thinking, if I speak, then I won't be able to be afforded the help that I was getting. So they make these people reliant on them. They make these people, they don't equip these people to try and get them to work. They are just saying, you stay here and I will take care of you. And because you are staying there and they're taking care of you, they can abuse you left, right, and center because they've not empowered you. In as much as this is charity, it's not empowering and getting these people to be able to stand on their feet. This is where most of this help. When someone says, come and stay at my house, why doesn't this person build an orphanage where people can go and stay? He stays at his house with his family and his wife. And then he builds a place for people that is helping to go and stay there, and he employs people to take care of those people, or empowers those people to take care of themselves in a place which he has provided for them. The minute he brings them into his house, he's opening these people up to some form of abuse. That is the truth.
Okay, my brother, I don't listen. I don't want to interject in your story. I want to ask something. Is this girl your girlfriend?
Okay.
That you are talking about?
Okay.
Is she your girlfriend?
Yeah, she's not my girlfriend. I saw her in Dubai. We started dating. She's a nurse.
She's a nurse, and she was helped by Chibuzor to go to Dubai.
Yeah. She was the one of the scholarship. She lives in Port Harcourt.
So how did you find out that she was sleeping with Apostle Chibuzor?
I went through her phone.
And what did you see in her phone?
My brother, what I saw, if I tell you what I saw, I was short of words.
Tell me, my brother.
I shed tears.
Tell me.
I shed tears because I shed tears because I don't believe that such thing will be happening. Okay, now I got angry. I started confronting her seriously. She started confessing, telling me a lot of things. That if you are beautiful, the truth is that if you are beautiful, you are like, and Chibuzor would like to help you, but you must sleep with him. You must sleep with him. So all this story, I'm not surprised with all this story that this blessing of a thing, this blessing, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Okay, my brother.
So the only thing I'm angry is this.
Listen, my brother. In her confession, what did she tell you that happened?
She told me that it's not the first time that she has been sleeping with Chibuzor. She has been sleeping with Chibuzor. I promise her that it is going to be a secret. Like I promised her that this was going to be a secret. But this is a crime. Seriously, I'm not happy in all this. How can this sort of thing can be happening and Nigeria government will keep calm?
My brother, I want your case to be strong, ne? That's why I'm asking, what did you see in this girl's phone, in your girlfriend's phone that you were dating?
I saw picture of short video of nakedness.
Who was naked?
Like she was lying on the bed.
Who was naked?
Yeah, she was lying on the bed. The girl was naked, fully naked. Short video, like as somebody that I used to have sex with. When you see your girlfriend yash and your girlfriend body, you will know. She was doing short video. When I mean short video, she was lying on the bed. The bed is bed space. Dubai bed is called bed space. She was lying on the bed space. She opened her body and be pressing her buttocks, like pressing her pussy. Seriously. When I asked her what is this, she said that is the request of Pastor Chibuzor. This is what he uses to release.
Did you see a conversation with Apostle Chibuzor?
Yeah, I saw everything. I snapped, my brother, I snapped everything. But she noticed and everything. I'm very, very sorry, because I know if she hears this, she'll be very, very angry with me. But I just have to say it out. Anything will go happen, let it happen. Seriously, my country needs to change. Government needs to wake up.
And the things
Government
that you
needs to wake up. This kind of thing is not supposed to be happening.
And the things that you snapped, do you still have them or you deleted them?
I deleted everything.
When was this?
I deleted everything. Yeah?
When was this? When did you see this evidence?
This is last 4 months. If you chat me private, I will send you one of the details when this guy stole my phone and went and remove all the videos when I'm having problem with her. If you have, I can send you details on WhatsApp so that you see what I'm saying is true. She collected my phone and she got and scanned my phone. She made sure that all the pictures I took, because she got me when I was recording, like snapping her phone.
Yo, this is sad.
Man, this is not the small case here. I had a big problem with her here in Dubai. I can send you proof if you want, for you to see what I'm saying.
Yeah, you must send me proof, my brother, and we can do an exclusive episode on that particular case alone, so that people can
seriously
start seeing the light.
I can send you proof if you want. So what I'm saying is this, my brother, these people have to wake up. Nigeria need to wake up. All these pastors of a thing, they're really dealing with our young girls.
How old
They're
is she?
really dealing with our young girls.
How old is she?
She's not a kid again. She's at least 20, either 29 or 30.
So, but if you deleted everything, which means you don't have any more proof.
Yeah, I have I think there is she scanned my phone, but there is two of the evidence is still on my phone.
Yeah, you must send me, my brother, and we analyze it so that we can awaken people that are sleeping out there.
I will do that.
Oh,
I'll do just that.
Thank you, my brother. Do that now and I'll call you back, okay?
All right, so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Dr. Brilliant, what do you have to say?
I can say we've been at this for a long time. It's 2 hours now. I think we should round this up. But yeah, there's a lot. I mean, people are. I could sense the brothers' emotion, and it's quite sad. You know, people are traumatized, and in some cases, you know, talking about things like this, those that have gone through some form of trauma, it's almost as if we bring it back. And so that's why when I deal with issues like this, I try to be as sensitive as possible, so that in as much as we're trying to awaken and enlighten others, we don't want to sort of make those that have gone through trauma relive that trauma. So once I felt that there was some emotion now coming into that brothers, I didn't interrupt and interject and try and sort of make him recollect himself, because I think it's very difficult for somebody that would have gone through, because even when you see things that you are not experiencing yourself, but you are seeing something. I mean, the way that he spoke, for me, it's as if he looked at this apostle as somebody that was his idol, somebody that was high up there. So when he heard that this girl it speaks to this apostle, and he knows this apostle, he probably wanted to find out, how do I get the apostle's number? This is a man I look up to. And then him finding out this, it's almost as if, you know, you look up to somebody as a role model, and then that role model ends up being somebody that is doing this sort of thing. I mean, this is why it's difficult for a lot of these people that would have invested a lot of emotion and invested a lot of their trust in an individual, and that individual fails them dismally. They get into some defensive sort of mechanism in their head that just tries to caution them and protect them from being hurt by the truth. So they defend and try and say everything else that is being said about this person is a lie, because they want to make that person remain in their heads and in their minds as pure as they possibly can. Make that person pure, so that they remain with this person that they believe is their model, is their role model. So this is why you find some people acting the way that they do. Some of them are brainwashed, yes, and some of them have gone beyond the level of brainwashing to being damaged. So they literally are brain damaged when it comes to that particular individual. They just see nothing wrong, they hear nothing wrong, they'll speak nothing wrong about that particular individual. So this is the sort of thing that these people in their shrines, they get people into that sort of mentality of thinking that these people can never go wrong. I'm reminded of the conversation we had with Brother Fidel, and him saying that there was an apostle that would eat chicken, and when he leaves those bones, the people around him would stumble over each other to try and eat the remains of the food that he was eating. The water that he washed his hands with, they would scramble to get that water to drink it, because they felt that anything that touches this man is anointed. So for you to try and tell that person that is drinking water that this person has washed his hands with, that there's something wrong with that person, you are the enemy. They'll never see anything wrong. Today, as we were speaking earlier, there was one person we're speaking about, and in another thing that we did earlier, the person that was saying, "Oh, Ubed Angel will forever be my father." They vowed that no matter, even if this person was to kill my mother, he's still my model. He's still the best person in the world. So how do you help that person? You help them by continuing to drop little bits of information until the bucket fills up. So this is what we're doing in this enlightenment series. We'll bring the evidence, not in the whole bunch, because it will overwhelm some of these people, but we have to drop it line upon line, precept upon precept, until it gets into their head. The bucket will fill up one day.
Okay, let's take one last caller and then we dismiss the program. Hello, caller. I greet you.
Hello, X.
How are you, brother? Thanks for holding. Talk to me.
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate your call. I really appreciate this moment talking with you and the work you're doing. At least I've been watching your videos. I just got to know you about 3 days ago, and all through I've been watching your videos previously and every other thing. So I'm impressed, very, very much impressed, especially as opposed to Chibuzor. Right now I'm in the UK, but I've heard so many things about him. And when you exposed it, that's when my heart, I was really shocked. And I just want to encourage you to continue doing the good work. No matter, I've seen your conversations with so many people on phone, which you uploaded, and I was just laughing. I was once there, but right now I'm out, so I'm happy. And I just want to encourage you to continue doing the good work. Forget the threats, forget everything. Because if they are really God's people, they shouldn't be perturbed about what is happening right now. They should just leave everything for God. But they just want to fight you and just want to make sure that they pull you down. But I'm encouraged, so I'm very, very happy that you are not perturbed at all. And I really want to say you're doing well. God bless you. I support your work.
More grace, my brother. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I really look to talking with you one-on-one.
Okay,
I've sent you some messages, but you never responded, or maybe you've not seen it.
No, I might not have seen it. You can send me another message now so that I can see your message on top of the chats.
All right, I'll do that. God bless you, my dear.
Okay.
God bless you.
Thank you, my brother. The calls will not end. One last one, and then we conclude. Hello, brother. How are you?
I'm fine. Good evening, Prof. S, and good evening, Dr. Brilliant.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, brother.
Yeah, how's everything?
Wonderful.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
I'm calling from Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah. I know, Prophet, you know me now. I always call you, we talk.
Yeah, I know you. I know
So
you.
you're my, yes, you're my me man. There's one thing I understand in Nigeria, mostly Africa. Why you see Africa have always fallen on victim to many men of God. Why are they falling on victim? It's because they are afraid of death. Africa, the 100% of Africa are afraid of death. Once you are afraid of death, you become an ignorant to whosoever that is preaching for you. That whosoever, whether native doctor or whosoever, you become slave. Like there's a parable written in my place. They said that any man, a sick man is a slave to the doctor. That's how the Christians are slaves to many of those men of God, those false prophets, because they are afraid of death. Once you're afraid of death, you become an ignorant. You become a slave to some few people. That is the mentality of Africa. They believe maybe somebody will just say, you will die tomorrow. So then you will just put all the rest of your life, you will rest it upon that person. Please, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Please save me. You have already become a slave to that person. You have submitted to that person. That person can use you whatever way he like. He doesn't care because he knew that he has succeeded putting fear on you. He has put fear on you, and you acknowledge the fear in the name of you will die. Why is it that I don't know? Why is it Africa does not believe that one day they will die? If you believe that one day you will die, there's no way, there's nothing on this earth that will make you to afraid of death. Because death is what is in the earth. Even the Bible is there. Even though Jesus abolished death, that does not mean that you will not die. You will live. The only prayer, let me live long. Don't afraid of death. Whatever ways come, acknowledge it. But people, the Africans, most Nigeria, if you look at Nigeria now, there is no factory. The only business we know in Nigeria is church. That is the factory. We have factory now. A church has already become a factory. That is factory. There's no factory in Nigeria. If there is factory now, I think you will not have too much time to go and slave yourself. You'll be looking, you'll be working. Okay, let me go and work. Since they see that there's no work, they have succeeded. Okay, there's no work now. Let them come and do our work. They are work now. You have to pray and fast. That is the factory now. It's the work. That is average. It's almost 90% of Nigeria. Because the problem started from the government. Then from the government, it generates to the religion. From religion, it becomes the fear of death. If nobody fear death in Nigeria, my brother, the problem of Nigeria through this religion will solve. It will solve. Look at the Americans. They have God too now. They have God. But from one gate to another gate, you will see factory upon factory. Most of that time, okay, now, people are running from Africa to Canada. They are flying every day. As I'm talking to you now, there are some people that will leave this night. Where are they going to? They are going to America.
You will have a one-on-one conversation with you and give you the entire platform so that you can go all out. For now, I'm going to reduce your airtime so that we release Dr. Brilliant. He has been here for the past 3 hours.
No, my brother, I love you. I love you guys. I love you guys.
I love you too.
I love you guys.
I love you too. We'll engage again, my brother. I'll give you a call and we can have a proper discussion.
Yes. But there's one thing I understand. Please trust no one. Trust no one.
True.
Trust no one. Please. You know, I keep on telling you, Professor. Trust no one. Whether your sister, your brother, you know, there's nothing money cannot do. You know, whether your sister, your brother, your family member, whosoever, my brother, trust no one. You look at Jesus Christ, he was betrayed by the Judas, the followers. Trust no one. Trust, but I know they won't do anything. No, nobody on this earth born of a woman. Never. You guys, I love you. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful night. God bless you. Cheers.
Thank you, bro. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Hey, Dr. Brilliant, this has been a marathon, and I hope people have digested and consumed much nuggets from this episode. And to my mothers out there, and my fathers, and my brothers, if you have daughters, don't make the mistake of taking them to these shrines. Please look after your children, guard them jealously, protect them with your all. It's better you let them go to the club than to a church in Africa. Don't do it. Than to a prophetic church. Don't do it, please. I don't care what you think, or if maybe you have some benefit of doubt to some pastors or prophets in Africa. Don't just allow your children, especially the girl child, don't let them go there. Please, at whatever cost, guard them, protect them. It's not safe. These your prophets, they call upon the name of Jesus on the pulpit. Jesus, this in the name of Jesus, but their zips are open. They are hungry, and they will ravage any fresh meat that they come across. Your children are at risk. Your daughters are at risk. And my brother, if you are married, keep your wife at home. She must stay at home. Standard procedure. The moment you see her calling the name of the father all the time, I have to be at church. Papa said this, Papa said that. My brother, your marriage is going down the drain. Papa is already eating the forbidden fruit. So be very cautious and be very careful. Protect your loved ones. You might think you're a spiritual man, but at the very same time, your spiritual father is eating your spiritual fruit. There is no clever man when it comes to these African prophets. These are ravagers, they are scavengers. You know scavengers, they are vouchers. They don't play.
So the word spiritual father, if it's uttered by women, simply means spiritual husband. Let's end it there.
My brother, let your wife go to these shrines at your own risk. If your wife is going there, just know Papa is also dipping his fingers in the cookie jar. Thank you so much, my people, for joining us in. Thank you, Dr. Brilliant, for the amazing time and the words of wisdom that you have brought to the people, to our believers. And I hope there is a takeaway that you and every one of you will go home with. And I hope you have learned something. And I hope you have been enlightened to some degree. Do you have any closing remarks, Dr. Brilliant, before we knock off, before we wrap up?
Yes, I would just like to say, there are people out there that have been affected and damaged by these charlatans and these people that call themselves men of God. A majority of people have been harmed in one way or another, sexual, financially, or otherwise. And particularly speaking to the girl child, and even the boys in this case, these people seem not to be discriminating when it comes to sexual harassment and abuse. If there are any that are out there, please do not suffer alone. This might have happened in church, but seek help, seek counseling outside the church. Because if this happened in church, some people might say, go speak to another pastor. The pastors or anyone in church now becomes something that scares you. Go outside those perimeters of church and go and seek professional help. There could be counselors out there, people that you could speak to that are outside those places where this abuse could have taken place. Just speak to someone and it helps, because there are a lot of people that suffer on their own. There are a lot of people that are going through a lot of challenges. I know we spoke about a lot of things, and these things could have affected people in a lot of ways by bringing back past trauma and bringing back past abuses and experiences that people would have gone through. We speak about this sometimes without that gentle care and we speak about it because we're trying to enlighten others that have not yet got into these situations. But if you have already been in a situation like that and we've brought this and reminded you of a painful time, we sincerely hope that you'll be able to speak with somebody else and help you through this process of healing, because in as much as we're trying to enlighten others, we also know that we will bring about pain by bringing back things that have happened to some that have been listening. So please do not suffer alone. Speak to someone, find someone that you could confide in, and find professional help if you're in areas that can afford that sort of thing. Just speak to someone. If you are not able to, the numbers that are still rolling on there, send us a text, tell us about your situation. We can try and then link you up with others that can help you with your healing process.
Okay, so that's about it. Thank you, everybody, and till we meet you again on the next episode of the Gold Mafia Expose. I know Dr. Brilliant is fired up more about the Gold Mafia Expose, and most of you have been asking why we have not yet touched on it. There's a specific and a proper time to touch on specific matters. Like now, look, we just touched a little bit on the Gold Mafia protege, Hubert Angel, and look what has happened. Walls have fallen, and the calamity have befallen.
But that's
an avalanche of disaster has crumbled the entire kingdom of the ambassadorial.
When people talk and expose, when we talk and expose certain things, there are things that happen. That has been achieved mainly because of exposing things that have been happening.
That's about it. That's all about it. And for now, we have gone too long. We'll check you out on the next episode of the Enlightenment series. We are out.